Okay, so this is a quick overview of how to walk through my math lab. When you come into my math lab, this is going to be your dashboard view. Up here at the top, you'll see a calendar. It has due dates that are posted. So as we scroll along, if we get through September, you'll see that it tells you when things are due. And then you also have these upcoming assignments. The things that won't be in there are the discussion forums and your project, because those are things that I've added as part of the custom piece of the class. Down here you have your progress. The study plan is optional, so it does affect the grade, but this isn't your real grade. It's just going to show you what you've completed as you needed to go. In here you have your announcements. Make sure that you go through all of these so that you're ready to go with the assignments. And then you'll also see announcements that will be sent to you. I do email them to you as well, but you're still responsible for knowing that they're there in case I post one that isn't sent to your email. You've obviously already done the start here because you're looking at this video. Here are your discussion forums. So I've created a Wolfpack Den. It's pretty open format. Just watch what you say, be courteous of others. You can find it to ask questions about the class, getting study group together, things like that. To do your introductions, we just simply click on the discussion forum that we want to be a part of. You're going to respond to it here, and then down here, when you see other responses, you'll be able to respond to students as well. And the due dates are also listed here. We have our homework. Eventually, and so you'll see all of your assignments. They are all available, but they do have specific due dates. So per the syllabus, you do have a 2% penalty per day that your homework is late. So you want to try and stay on top of it. We don't have a lot of chapters to cover, so you do have a lot of time in between chapters, but that doesn't mean that you need to procrastinate, because Trig has a lot of very key elements that you will need throughout the semester. Things that we do on day one are things that you're still doing the last week of class. Within the homework, when you click on it, you'll get your homework assignments. You do have the option of printing them off so that you can work at them later and then come back in and put your answers in. The homeworks do allow you to get started on them, and then you can come back to them later and it will pick up where you left off. So when you click on the homework questions, you'll see that you have things like help me solve, view an example. The help me solve actually walks you through the problem, asks for input so that you're working on it as well. And view an example is like a PowerPoint almost, where you're not going to have an input, but you're going to read and they're going to talk to you more about what you're doing as you work through the problem. It has video lectures, connect to your textbook. This is a calculator. It's not one that I would recommend that you rely on. You should have your own graphing calculator. You can email me if you have a question. It'll give me a link to the problem. So if you're having problems with solving the question, you're not understanding what they're asking, or you feel like you should get points for that problem because it was a rounding error, then those are the things that you can send to me. And then we also have quizzes and tests. The test is your is your final exam, and then also the proctored exam will fall into there. But here's where all your quizzes are. Notice how many attempts you have for each one of these. Your Chapter 3 exam is the proctored one, so I've given you a practice one. Same thing with the final exam. They will be pen and paper. With the exams, once you start, you need to finish. You will not be allowed to come back in at a later time to finish the test. If you hit the back browser, if you click on another link, you might be kicked out, and that will count as one of your attempts for the test. Document sharing, I've posted another copy of the schedule and syllabus, and then there's some lecture notes in here for you on the different topics in each chapter. The study plan is optional, but it is a great option for you if you're having problems with something and you want to get more practice. So you just click on view all chapters, pick the chapter that you're having problems with, and it will give you a list of problems to work out It will keep track of your weaknesses and your strengths, which is nice to know before you take the test. This lecture button is not going to show up on yours because I have it hidden from you, but I'm working on doing voiceovers on the lectures so that I can add a little bit more to them and hopefully give you a little bit more guidance. I've got a few done, but I didn't have them all done by the time I made this video. Here is your grade book, and this is your weighted grades. So the things that you haven't done yet, like your final and your project, my math lab is looking at them as zeros. So it will be a pretty close approximation to your grade. Here's where you see the textbook. You have a student solutions manual, and this basically looks like your regular textbook. So when you pop it open, you have your textbook here. You'll be able to flip through the pages. You can highlight, you can pinpoint things, and then you can also print pages from this book. So if you don't feel like you need the hard copy, then you do have the option of just using this ebook. Tools for Success is a great place to get some calculator help. You can always email me or call me or come by my office if you have questions, but if you need a really quick tutorial, this is a nice one. And then the last button that you will see is the multimedia library, which houses all the things, PowerPoints, lectures. So if you're in chapter 2 and you want some more help with graphing, if I hit select all, then it'll show me the things that it has available for me. There's a PowerPoint. It takes you to the textbook. It does have video lectures. The animations are really nice. And they're going to use Java, so you want to make sure that you have that. And then here's the video lecture that is done by the author, and I think that you will find them very helpful. If you have any questions about my math lab, help and support is right here at the chat box. I've also given you the phone number in the orientation letter or the syllabus for you. This is where you're going to find everything for your class, and I hope that you find this to be a very resourceful place for you to work through your stuff.